What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Shiny Shuriken video. Today we've got for you the final SRL Shadow Realm Draft League draft analysis video with myself and Bishmii. Bishmii, you want to say hi?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Glad to be here for the last recap of the season. Looking forward to going through this battle.
It's a sad video to shoot, isn't it? A little bit. I've had a lot of fun with these analysis videos, and sad that our road ends here.
Yeah, it was nice collabing with you every week, but it ends here for season 2. But I mean, it's definitely not going to be the end of our collaborations.
No, in no way. No, we've definitely got more coming up. But let's rock out what we're here for today. I just want to make a quick little announcement. This was my final playoff match, and as you might already know, I did take a loss to a timer, which was unfortunate. Did change up the play style of the match, and we'll get into that. But I just want to make a quick call out that for the past few weeks, including my playoff matches, I started into this SRL league with a goal of trying to build on my team building and my leadoffs. And when you join the SRL, you actually have to fill out an application that has several questions on it, one of them being your goals for the year. And so I just actually want to read exactly what I put. I said, my hope would be to build on my leadoffs and team building. And that's the actual response that I had. And I just want to say that my leadoff and my prediction of teams were probably my two most improved pieces for this season. I had the last few battles where I predicted either 5 or 6 of the Pokemon that my opponent was bringing. My leadoffs have been great. They've really challenged my opponents to push themselves. And I'm just really proud of the fact that I was able to make that movement in my team prep. I've seen it in just regular battling as well. I've been able to look at teams from a whole different perspective.
Yeah, and I definitely agree with you when you say you got better with that, because I remember earlier in the season, you were kind of like, I'm not very good at leadoff, so maybe they're gonna do this, but not really read into it. And like you said, rounded down to the end of the season, you were getting way better at that. Like you said, predicting most of the team, if not all. I mean, we're not going to talk about that one Mammoth game, but outside of that, you definitely improved, and anybody who's been following definitely has seen it.
Yep, the Mammoth was a complete miss. That was a complete whip.
But yeah, and like you said, with the application, I also had to fill one out too. And mine was a little simple. I just wanted to get better at battling and meeting new people. And for the latter, I want to say definitely did. When you join the draft league, if you're not hopping in with the same people that you knew before, like I knew maybe 2 or 3 people, but other than that, connecting with new content creators and getting into a new community was pretty cool. And then on the battling side, I want to say I was able to tap into a lot new Pokemon that I didn't use outside of this league, with Como being the first, Centiskorch and Morpeko, and especially Weezing, for that was a big pivotal piece, a part of my team for this season. And that had improved my overall battling sense.
Yeah. Well, it was a fun league. We both made the playoffs. We had a round 1 match-off that also got ruined by timer, unfortunately. I've had 3 timer battles this season, including this one. The other 2 are with Bishmii. We just have a strong battle, and I think it's because I want to make sure I play extremely well when I play Bishmii. But this time I'm on the other side of the timer loss, and we're going to show you guys what happened in that battle. We're going to jump into that right now.
Now, I wasn't sure if you had predicted the Rotom lead here.
I did, yes. I definitely thought that was a strong possibility, which is why I led my Grimmsnarl with Taunt. So I actually brought the same Grimmsnarl, and I messed up again. This has been a common theme throughout the season, so if I fill out my application, that'll be what I want to improve on next season. I meant to have Brick Break instead of Drain Punch. And I don't even realize it till a little while later. But I was just kind of happy to get the taunt off, and I wanted to find out if he was running. I say it in the video, if he's running the support Rotom or the attacking Rotom that he ran against you in week 11.
Yeah, because, you know, like you said, the first time he went up against you, he had that Screams Rotom. It caught me off guard. It caught you off guard. And, like, this time you just came prepared for it with that Prankster taunt, you know, and it was a good scout. You know, I was pretty sure even if he didn't go for that, Grim would have been able to eat the hit.
Yeah. I definitely should have, on this play, I know that Volt Switch is the only move he has. I should have 100% gone Thunder Wave on this move. It would have been the better play. And then I would have caught the Venusaur coming in. But I go for Darkest Lariat to just put damage on whatever comes in, which is okay. You know, I was hitting everything pretty well with Grimmsnarl. He's still without much investment into attack. He's actually pretty strong. So I actually get some big damage off on the Venusaur here. But my whole thing with Grimmsnarl, like my number one thing that I wanted to cripple this Venusaur with Thunder Wave really, really bad. Just so that his son was completely worthless. So I get big damage off, and I am going to just go straight for Thunder Wave. And he makes a good play. I'm going to call out that my opponent makes some good, strong plays in this matchup, and I'm going to call them out, and this is one of them. Doubling back into Rotom is a strong play.
Yes.
So I go for the Thunder Wave here.
Like
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
With you going for the Darkest Lariat to get some damage, you see, like, Venusaur takes almost half, which is big damage, like you said. And, you know, I could definitely agree with you trying to Thunder Wave the Venusaur. I mean, outside of, you know, Rotom or Digger's B, you know, he might have wanted to go for a Sludge Bomb, which I thought he would have went for. Said, you know, going back into Rotom, and maybe he's taking his time here just thinking about you know, what you could have done, because, or maybe a Sludge Bomb doesn't kill Grim, and he didn't want to take more damage.
Yeah, I think he was definitely expecting me to switch, and so he was thinking he was going to get a double back in. So here comes the Rotom, and he gets to see that I have Thunder Wave, which is unfortunate. Bad play on my part, but you know, hindsight's 20/20, right? So here's where I'm kind of like trying to play a little bit of a prediction. I was like, all right, why would he go for Reflect when he knows I have Taunt? So I'm thinking he's trying to bait me and he wants to Volt Switch. So I kind of wrestle with myself on trying to decide whether or not I should attack or go for the Taunt. And ultimately I decide to attack because I feel like he's trying to just kind of play a little mind game, and that he's not going to go for the Reflect knowing that I have Taunt. But we make a bad call, and he does go for the Reflect, which I think is a bad play. Works out for him, but it's a bad play because I could have just easily stopped that with Taunt.
Yeah, and I think it's because you knew like he might have wanted to go for the Reflect is why he did it. Like he figured, you know, maybe you don't try to taunt him on that turn, and like that's where the mind games start, you know. And what are you, like 2 turns in?
Yeah, this is our third or fourth turn, yeah. So I predict him to just try and go for Light Screen, and so I hit the Taunt here, which it's fine. But he's actually just going to Volt Switch out at this point. He knows that I'm a physical attacker. What's funny is that this is just the worst part, because it would have been really great right there to go for Brick Break and showcase, like, I don't really care about your screens, even if you did get one up. So I don't get it, and he brings in the Ninetales, which is fine, and gets the Sun up, so I'm predicting that he wants to start moving out into Venusaur.
Right, like, you know, obviously have Ninetales set up the Sun, bringing Venusaur straight.
Yeah, and so
behind the Reflect with you being a physical attacker.
Yeah, I thought it would have been straight into Venusaur, honestly, because the Reflect was up, which is actually why I Dynamaxed. and I was going to start trying to set up my max knuckles and get my attack going. And I was like, all right, we'll try and counteract this reflect a little bit with some damage here. I mean, Ninetales is a good, strong attacker, but it's not as strong as Venusaur. So I was kind of surprised to see him stay in here.
Yeah, I mean, I think with the reflect being up, he was, I guess, confident in its ability to just tank the hits, but then you're kind of wasting turns and screens turns. Yeah,
I agree. And I think that's kind of the big one. And that's also where as I'm Dynamaxing, I also make the realization that I forgot to switch over to Brick Break, which is also plays a part into why I Dynamax, because doing something outside of Dynamax isn't the best. Now I think one play that I could have maybe made was also T-Waving the Ninetales and rolling for some Paras, but the damage that you see come off from that Weather Ball, which is also extremely odd. I don't know why he runs Weather Ball, maybe for some opposing weather shenanigans, but I think that's really a bad play. I think running Flamethrower boosted in the sun is such a better damage output than Weather Ball.
That was kind of weird as to why he has Weather Ball. Outside of just having, a fire move, I'm pretty sure, plus with the stab, and like you said, with the sun up, surprising.
Yeah. So I don't know why he opts to run Weather Ball. I would suggest, Blattle, that you run Flamethrower. It's much better. So I actually get a Gmax snooze off on the Rotom switch-in, which I think is also very strange because, again, why are you bringing it in? You already have Reflect up. And I get the snooze off, or I get the drowsy, so I assume he's just tossing off a light screen just because. He did tell me after the fact that I kind of had him on the ropes from the start, that I had the better lead off, and that he was outplaying me, or that I was outplaying him, and that he was struggling to try and get momentum back into his favor. So, with the snooze going off, I figure I'll just set up even further and go for the max knuckle. And he just, exactly that, he just wastes the turn, goes for the light screen. I'm surprised he doesn't Volt Switch out here, though, and preserve his Rotom from not going to sleep. Kind of strange. So I get to go +2 in my attack.
I think the main thing was, now that you say that, was he was on the ropes because turn 1 his Rotom got taunted, turn 2 his Venusaur took half. So then it was how do I start getting back into this game? And I think it started when he was able to bring Rotom back in and set up the Reflect.
But I think the bad play on Blattle's part is that he had Reflect up.
Yeah, to bring it back in.
Yeah, you took half without a Reflect, but you're not going to take that same amount of damage. Yes, I went to +1 and I'm Gigantamaxed, but I'm not even touching the Rotom. I mean, I think he would have been fine. I know he probably didn't want to get hit with the Gmax snooze, but
yeah, I think that was a big thing too.
Yeah. I mean, it's a roll of the die. It's a 50-50 whether or not I get that snooze. So I get some damage off here, and the thing is that this is a big moment because I'm like, he's just letting me take out this Rotom. I don't know if he was hoping that he would wake up and he could Volt Switch out, but I am getting rid of this Rotom and burning all of these turns of Reflect and Sun.
Yeah, and that was huge for you. You know, Grimmsnarls is sitting there pretty much pretty healthy too, after leftovers recovery.
Oh yeah, I've been recovering every turn. So we're making some big plays here, and I get rid of the Rotom, which means as soon as these screens go down, he's done. Or that's it. Those screens are gone, and I'm a free attacker.
Screens are finished.
So he gets a free switch into Venusaur, which is I think what he did want to some extent. He doesn't have to take additional damage out here, but I do get to T-Wave here. And I get a little RNG to roll my way here, guys. It hasn't been the meanest to me of recent, but I do get a full para, which is huge.
I'm surprised you even hit the Thunder Wave.
So this is big because here's where I make my first misplay. This is a big misplay. I should have switched out. I was +2. I had the same of, if you remember on the Morpeko, we talked about it, where you're feeling it and you don't want to lose your boosts.
Yo,
I should have switched.
+2, reflect was down.
Yep.
Like, that was... Yeah.
I should have switched. I should have switched.
Now, do you think, like, going into Gujar would have been good there?
Yes, that's exactly what I should have done. You know, the light screen is up, and that is unfortunate, and it does look like he probably has more of a special defensive investment, but I should have kept Grim healthy for later in the battle. So there's my first misplay. Well, second if you count the Brick Break, forgetting to put Brick Break on.
Now, my question is, what was stopping you from going into Cloister and kind of getting the Shell Smash off? Like, it was something that I thought of.
He's a special attacker.
Right.
So,
now,
and he's...
I wasn't sure. Playing for the para, maybe?
No, I don't think. I mean, that's what I did with the Grim. I played for the para, and it didn't roll my way. I already got my para.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you was like, RNG isn't going to give me 2.
No.
So, yeah, I mean, I just think maybe switching into one of, I guess, Cloister, because the light screen was still up. That's why I was kind of iffy about bringing in Gujar here.
Yep.
You know?
Agreed, yeah. And the sun went down, which is great, and he's parried. So I do predict a switch. And another funny moment's gonna come up. But I actually make a good play here, and I go for the Muddy Water. I switched up its moves. You can see I didn't even bring Draco Meteor. It wasn't useful against this team. So I go Muddy Water, and with the light screen and the build of the Bronzong, that thing is just bulky as all get out. So I get the accuracy drop, which is really great. I think things are rolling pretty well. There's some misplays in places I could have gotten better. And at this point, I wanted to just kind of see what he wanted to do, and I realized I put Protect on an Assault Vest user.
Yeah,
so misplay number 3.
Protect Assault Vest Gujar. You know, you love to see it. Gujar finally comes off the bench trying to protect with the vest on.
He's still bulky, so I can't protect. So I do want to just scout for the heat proof. And we are going to learn that he is not heat proof, which I think is really odd because I don't have solid ground users. So why wouldn't you be heat proof with Salazzle?
Well, I believe heat proof just weakens the fire type moves.
Yeah, but why would you be Levitate?
Did it say he was Levitate?
Well, he's not heat proof. It would go off, I think. Doesn't it go off if I hit him?
No, it just it's just something.
Oh, it just weakens it. Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it weakens it by half.
Okay.
So that's kind of why I think he was, because of that damage. But it kind of did the same amount as Muddy Water, you know?
Yeah, I think it's just a very specially defensive Pokemon.
Also, yeah, on top of that.
And it's behind light screen.
Yeah, I mean, the light screen, yeah.
So he gets Rocks Up, which is unfortunate. It's a good, that's a good play. He's getting a little bit of momentum with his wall back in here. And I go Cloister just to try and hit it physically. The Reflect is down. And I don't know what he has, and so I don't want to Shell Smash out here.
Yeah. And
he gets a Toxic off, which is a bummer. And I took big damage from the rocks, and now I've got Toxic. We're going to rack up, and so I'm just like, well, I should. I actually say it in the video, too. I'm like, I know the right play is to switch Cloister out. But I'm like, you know what? Let's see if this works. So I go for an Icicle Spear. Nothing's hitting it very hard. And I just want to see if I can get a goddamn flinch. And this is
like the roughest part of the battle, I want to say.
This is slow. This is some slow stuff. I start off with a crit. I'm like, oh, hey, that's nice. Feeling hopeful.
We're feeling good.
Feeling hopeful. Great. It's like, all right, let's get these Icicle Spears. This is some little chip damage. Got another crit. And I get the 5th, and I don't get it, but he misses Psychic. And I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. But seriously, all season, I have not gotten one single King's Rock flinch. I am pretty sure I have a broken King's Rock. We had a chat, Cloister and I, and he showed me the King's Rock, and it had chips and dents in it. So
oh no,
I think it's just a bad King's Rock. I've switched it out. He's got a new King's Rock.
Yeah, you gotta get it polished or something. Well, you said you got it switched, so hopefully you got a full refund on that thing. Like, for the whole season, you know, it just has not been working out.
No. So I do think though that we are getting good damage off on the Bronzong. He goes Psychic. I still didn't get a flinch, but he misses again. Okay,
flinch, but 2 misses in a row.
And I'll say that Blado could say this is some bad RNG, but it's also bad RNG that I can't roll a single flinch. So I don't know. I feel like it's kind of just like leveling out.
Yeah, like.
So now he goes Protect to.
I'm surprised he didn't miss the Protect.
He goes Protect to rack up some toxic damage, which is a good play. And I feel like he's probably just going to go for the second Protect. I was like, he'll probably just play because I'm going to go down to the next turn. And I can't switch in on rocks here, so I just go for the final Icicle Spear. I want to get a flinch. And there's like I said, there's a couple of plays in here where it's just like, I'm playing to the situation and not the match. Like I said, I should have switched Cloyster out right away and gone into somebody else, but I also didn't want to go into Gudra because he was taking that damage really well, and I didn't want Toxic on Gudra. I could have gone Salazzle, but I didn't want Salazzle to take the rocks damage, and he took that damage really well, and Light Screen was still up.
Yeah, and then plus with him setting up the Stealth Rocks, it kind of nerfs Salazzle's ability to utilize the Focus Sash, you know? Yep. And we see him like missing the third Psychic.
And I will say that the final Psychic miss, no flinches, but all Psychic misses. The worst part too was that I had a very specific strategy for Mimikyu, which Mimikyu was 100% the play. Mimikyu is who I should have brought in when Cloyster got toxicked. I probably should have gone Mimikyu, and then I could have hit a Shadow Claw. But I wanted to save and preserve Red card for Gengar if Gengar was getting boosts from the Gigantamax.
Yeah, come in after.
And Mimikyu was just so perfect to take on Gengar.
Right.
So I opted to go for Inteleon here, who I put Dark Pulse on for Gengar as well, but it works out for Bronzong. However, you know, I was looking back at it, and a crit Snipe Shot actually did way more damage and probably would have KO'd instead of going Dark Pulse. And that would have been an advantageous hit on whoever he switched in, even if it was the Venusaur.
Because that thing is paralyzed, so, you know, you get a turn back-to-back. And outside of that, you know, Sun isn't up, so Inteleon is faster.
Yep.
Anyways.
So here's another misplay from me, is I should have gone Snipe Shot, and I would have KO'd this Ninetales here.
Yeah, it would have been a 2-hit, right? I believe.
On the Ninetales?
Yeah.
For Dark Pulse?
No, for if you Snipe Shotted twice, because you would have Snipe Shotted on the turn, on the switching, and then I don't know what you have one for.
Well, if I crit, even if Sun's up, I'm pretty sure I KO, but that's the worst moment of the entire battle right here. Is there are still 5 Pokemon on my side, 4 Pokemon on his, or 4 Pokemon on mine, 5 Pokemon on his, and I feel like I still have a commanding lead, even though I'm down a Pokemon. The 2-minute warning goes off. I mean,
I want to say the Thunder Wave on Venusaur definitely puts you in that better position, you know?
Yeah, and I'll get to it here. So that 2-minute warning, I'm going to tell you guys right now, that 2-minute warning makes me play differently. I make different decisions, and the first one is right here. So I go Snipe Shot on Ninetales, and he switches in Chungus, which is a weird switch in. I don't get the crit, which is unfortunate. Here is where I would have gone Gudra. But because of the timer, I just stayed in and went Snipe Shot. I know he's a Scarf Diggersby, but I was playing to timer, and so I will say this, no offense to Blattle, but I outplayed him in this match, and I don't feel like he actually won this match.
And then, like you said, like if you had more time, you know, you would have brought in Gudra, taking it slower, you know, preserved Inteleon, who looked very good in the rest of this match. Yeah. You know?
I think that had we not had a timer situation, I think I would have taken the win. I would have switched into Gudra, and I probably would have taken some big damage, but I was max defense, max HP with Assault Vest.
Oh yeah, you're eating that.
Yeah, I would have taken that no problem. And he makes a switch here, which is a good play, which is his other good play, which I get. But I was a little annoyed making a switch at the timer. Like, I didn't do it because of the timer. So, but I get it. And, you know, I had things to deal with the Diggersby. I had things to deal with everybody. And I got to say, I'm just annoyed that the battle had to end this way. We get damage off on the Gengar. I will say at 2 minutes, at the 2-minute warning when that went off and I get the damage off on Diggersby, if I sit on timer, I think I won. Venusaur's at half.
Everybody being so healthy.
Venusaur's at half. The Diggersby's at half. Bronzong's less than half. Ninetales took Dark Pulse damage. The Gengar's the only thing at full. My entire team was full. Yeah. But I took damage just to keep the match playing. So I'm gonna say it. I'm really quite annoyed by this match. This one sucked. I think other timer matches I've been able to walk through and I could have accepted a loss a lot better. But this one is a match I think I won, personally. I think I outplayed Blattle. I think my team was better. I think that he couldn't have beat me had we not had the timer.
And I think, like you said in the video about taking a little long for the moves, which I don't think that necessarily was the case. I think because the timer keeps rolling while the Cloyster Bronzong was going on, because you know you go for Icicle Spear, it's got to hit 5 times, you know. And then with critical hits popping up, with the Toxic going off and the leftovers, I think that's what took up maybe half of the battle. Yeah. Although you weren't picking moves, you know, and that really sucks. And you know, I just wanted to see a different outcome, you know, how the rest of the match would have been played. Because like you said, you bring in Goodra, and on Diggersby it eats the hit, you know, max defense, max HP isn't anything to play with. And you got a free flamethrower after that, you know, the sun was up, and you know, I would have just liked to see how the rest of the battle would have turned out. Yeah. I think that, you know, walking through the progression of the match, I don't think he had enough, especially taking the snipe shot damage on Diggersby. I don't think he had enough to contend with my team. Because, like you said, everything was pretty much full. Yeah.
So it's just extremely unfortunate. You know, he wouldn't have... I would have gone Goodra, and you know, Scarf Diggersby outspeeds my team. You know, I don't have the sash on Salazzle, so there's like the smallest possibility that Scarf Diggersby can win him the long-term match. But then I have Mimikyu in there. Like, Mimikyu forces out his switch and forces him to go in and do different things. So it was just really, really unfortunate to take a timer loss when I really don't feel like I lost that match. Like, I don't agree with the outcome. So just kind of a bad way to end the season. It just left a bad taste in my mouth up until, you know, this analysis. I was kind of waiting for it, and it's just not a loss I agree with. I think I've had some bad luck this season, and this one was just a timer that took a win from me.
Yeah, you know, it's definitely in that position. The battle wasn't over. Kind of like last week, like I was saying, you know, it was just so many pieces to play with still.
Right.
And like Pokemon that hadn't touched the field that could have, or most definitely would have made the battle turn out like differently. You never know.
Yeah.
And that really sucks that we weren't able to see that progress in that fashion, you know.
Yeah, I think it's I mean, the timer is absolutely ruining singles play. You can't have a strong match, and you do make a great point. There is just so much stuff that continuously happens. Leftovers, recoveries, things that happen after the turn. You know, skill link moves from Cloyster taking up time, absolutely true. The moves missing, so you have to do that. And I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe
you know, and it's no one's fault, you know, because that's the correct play. You know, you want to get that damage, you want to go for that stab, you want to get the most out of the turn as possible.
Yeah.
So it just.
And I'm not actually you know, I'm not actually calling out that Blattle took a long time for turns. He did take a long time for turns. But that's not actually a big problem with me. I'm just annoyed with the timer taking away what I feel I could have pulled back and taken the W from. And because what I've always said is that you should be allowed to have the time to make your moves, even if if you take 60 seconds per move. That shouldn't be something that ruins a battle. I don't understand Game Freak's ridiculous decision to change this timer. I know it comes from VGC and the fact that during World Championships they want to progress matches quicker, but to impact the rest of us that way is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, this isn't VGC.
No. So it's unfortunate, and exactly like you said, another point I wanted to call out, and the reason I was waiting for the analysis video is that, I picked up 2 timer wins against you. And like you said, there was still a lot of pieces to kind of weigh through. You had your 2 walls and Centiscorch, and I had 4 hyper offensive attackers, and yeah, exactly. It looked,
it's literally like a whole. It's a game of you never know who's gonna do what at that point.
And as I've showcased here, I make misplays. So I could have misplayed and cost myself the battle. And honestly, I can accept that a lot more than I can taking these crap timer losses, because this feels terrible knowing that I outplayed Blattle and I should have taken this W. And so I didn't sit on the timer at 2 minutes. I probably should have and just taken a timer win. I was trying to play out, and then he still played switches, which I didn't. And I get it, got to take that W, but this one sucked. I got to say, this one sucked. It was a really unfortunate way to end the season.
Yeah, hate to see it.
Yeah.
We do.
Well, I had an amazing team. I was really proud of the team for this season. I think I showcased that legendaries are not necessary. I'm still opposed to legendaries and mythicals being in draft leagues. I think they're overpowered. I don't care what you say if they're less. There's a stat differential that I'll always stand by.
Yeah, no, they do come with that higher stat differential.
They do. They always do. I know there's pseudos and all that stuff, and there's arguments against it, but I wanted to showcase that a non-legendary team could take it far, and we made it second round of the playoffs, and arguably I think we even kind of took this one, and we beat the quarterfinal or semifinal opponent as well during the regular season. I was the only one to take down Sen in the entire season, so it's just unfortunate.
Yeah. That's definitely what I would say too. Hopefully with this new update we get to see something different with the timer after it's almost been a year. But this season, I was glad to showcase a lot of new strategies, definitely, for my sake. And I like my team this season. Like I said, I was drafting Pokemon that I haven't ever used. And I got accustomed to learning how to use them, so I want to kind of do that for next season too.
Yeah, this was probably one of the greatest draft teams I'll ever play with. So many strong pieces. Your
team was hard hitting. It was fast. You had Salazzle, Cloyster, and Teleon. And Teleon picked up that 6-0. I'll never forget it. Your team was great this season.
Yeah.
Except, you should have used that Choice Scarf Onyx, man.
Hey, I thought you'd be super excited that I brought Goodra off the bench.
Yeah. And you had that Protect. He was ready to
go. Protect was honestly, I forgot to even mention, Protect was there to stall out turns of Sun and Screens. And it would have been great. It would have worked as intended, but oh well.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah. So that concludes the SRL Season 2. You know, as unfortunate as it ended, it was actually still a really fun season. I'm going to be doing a season recap, and I'm sure Bishmii will do a season recap. You know, it was a lot of fun getting to play with these Mons. You know, I try to draft differently each season, except for Inteleon. I'll probably try to draft him every season that I can.
Every single league.
Inteleon might be my favorite Pokemon that's available. Greninja's right. Still my favorite Pokemon, but
so you say Inteleon is a big second.
You know, spot. I just love Inteleon, and I don't know, you know, I think it's a fantastic Pokemon. It's fast. It's got a really fun. I love Snipe Shot. I love it. I love how many crits I randomly get. It's just fun. But so that concludes the SRL Season 2 for us, and I just have a couple of little announcements here. I just want to show you guys that, first and foremost, the SRL Season 3 will be coming out. Let's see here. Draft is on the 10th of August, I believe, right?
Yes.
And Bishmii said at last video that he is confirmed for Season 3. I am actually now officially confirmed for Season 3 as well, so we will be coming back with vengeance. I'm telling you, we're going to be trying to take some more wins. We've had some rough luck with RNG, and we've learned a lot this season, so I'm going to be coming back hard. But the SRL Season 3 is going to be getting an upkeep, or an updo. Right above me here, this is the new SRL logo. Love it. Love the league's logos. Yes. Very, very cool. So that'll be on the lookout for Season 3. And the next one is, you might just see this disappear over here. The Fargo Phalanx are coming back with a fresh look as well. And boom. We've got ourselves a new logo as well. So the Fargo Phalanx, of course, are going to be making their return for Season 3, as well as the PWD.
Yes, I'm looking forward to the PWD starting up to Season 2. I'll be there. Shiny will be there. Most of your favorite content creators will be there.
Yeah, very, very excited. And we have some SRO players over in the PWD as well. So we've got the Commissioner, Manny. I know Southside Braves are over there. Who else? Oh, Squid. Squid's in there. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Well, and then Bishmii, of course. And myself. So, yeah. So, very, very excited. The PWD will actually have Week 1 starting on August 10th. And the SRL will be going through its draft on that day. So, August is going to be a fun month.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. And it actually starts on Saturday. Oh, that's a little close.
Does it? No, yeah. August 10th is a Monday, isn't it?
No, I mean, the month of August. So let's see how your RNG plays out for this. You know?
Well, recently it hasn't been great. Recently it's been quite bad. Again, it's like, it just fell off a map. I don't know. Me and RNG, I must have, like, disrespected his mother or something. Because
I don't know. I think it's the shiny hatches. You know, you pick that Sandshrew and that Vulpix. Right? I believe,
yeah. Less than 500 eggs total for both of them. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Most of my luck is probably built into other items, and it's not there for battles. I mean, Pinsir gets all the Okos, so.
Oh yeah, Pinsir. I think Pinsir's just eating it up, honestly.
Yeah. Well, you guys, thanks for hanging out with us, and thanks for checking out all of these draft analysis videos. I appreciate it, and I know Bishmii appreciates it. We enjoyed doing these analysis videos. It was fun to collab week to week. You know, if you guys haven't, for some crazy reason, if you have not yet checked out Bishmii's channel, this is our 13th analysis. Well, technically 12 because we did 2 weeks in one, but 13 total analysis videos, and I will link his description down below. You guys, make sure you go over, check out his channel, show some love, and drop that sub. If you guys enjoyed the analysis video today, if you had fun with the analysis videos this season, drop that like, hit that like button, smash it, obliterate it, make sure it doesn't even appear on your screen anymore. And that'll do it for us. Bishmii, any final words?
not other than, you know, like we said at the start of the video, I loved doing these recap videos with you, and you know, I'm looking forward to doing a lot more. You know, you guys check out my channel. We got a couple of my videos over there, and you know, if you guys are new to Shiny Shuriken's channel, be sure to drop that sub. You know, looking forward to doing a lot more stuff.
Yeah, and you know, check out the playlists for the SRL, for the PWD. I've got a playlist on mine, and I think Bishmii, do you have a playlist or just videos?
Yeah, I got a playlist.
Yeah, so check out the playlist, watch the full entirety of the season for us. Good matches, strong matches, rough matches, they're all there, so... Alright, you guys, remember, if you're new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, drop that like below, and we will catch you guys next time. See ya.